Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. We will be doing a collective to start, I think. I'm going to start with some of these Sabian symbols for the collective messages. What's the most important message for the collective at this moment? The collective message. What do we have? Sagittarius 30. Alrighty, let's dive in. All right, 33 seconds as I begin. The Pope blessing the faithful. All right, a single conversation with a wise man is better than 10 years of study. Chinese proverb. What I'm looking for is a blessing that's not in disguise. Kitty O'Neill Collins. It is one of the blessings of old friends that you can afford to be stupid with them. Ralph Waldo Emerson. You must pay the price if you wish to secure the blessing. Andrew Jackson. I would have made a good pope. Richard Nixon. To err is to human, to forgive divine. Alexander Pope. See everything, overlook a great deal, correct a little. Interesting. See everything, overlook a great deal, correct a little. So taking that kind of higher vantage point, which is very Sagittarian, I guess, um, especially regarding our faith and our spirituality, which seems to make sense actually. I wonder if we have anything in Sag, but faithful friend is strong defense, and he that hath found him hath found a treasure. Louisa May Alcott. So maybe friends are of very high importance, especially exiting out of Aquarius season now, slowly but surely, which is all about our networking and our acquaintances and organizations and things like that. A true friend is the greatest of all blessings, and that which we take the least care of all to acquire. Francois de la Rochefoucauld. I don't know. Rochefoucauld. I don't know. Commentary. The Pope is an image of someone who has exalted position and operates with a high sense of authority, hopefully spiritual awareness and love. The word Pope comes from the Latin papa and the Greek papas. He is dispensing blessings on his people, those who believe in him, his position, and his cause. Interesting. His position and his cause. Okay. Blessings can come in the form of worshiping a higher power with people of like mind. Dispensing the rewards of faith upon people who are committed and eager leads to enlightening of those who receive and also who do the blessing. A major voice will be heard, who is the spokesperson, and that will be heard by the collective. There is often a need to create or assign someone as a physical representation of what is believed on the spiritual plane. This person has authority and performs actions that give our beliefs a feeling of reality and draw the community together. When you do things that are true to your inner self, there is a feeling of connection to a higher power. This feeling is like a blessing and is a reminder of the spiritual purpose of life. The situation event that is the center of your question may be in need of such a blessing. If you are one of the worthy ones, you will probably receive a sign that you are on the true path. If the question relates to a group situation, it may be that you or someone in the group needs to take on the role of a spiritual representative, be a pope, and reward the group with your words of wisdom and experience. That will help maintain their focus, motivation, and faith in what they are trying to achieve. It may be important to show reverence and respect others as this leads to rewards of their own. Interesting. Reverence and respect others. This can also represent someone having a powerful memory. A noble or regal person will remember all the faces and names of huge numbers of people who surround them. It can feel like a blessing to be in their company. Keywords, rituals of reverence, blessings and worship, sincere interest in others, being on the inside looking out or being on the outside looking in. Interesting. Recognizing the source of enormous inner riches, rewards for loyalty, seeking support or recognition, eye to eye contact, being remembered, charisma and presence, having an audience with someone. And the caution in this is overwhelming political or spiritual rituals, lust for power, negating, projecting, or transferring one's shadow upon others, not taking responsibility for one's actions, begging people to dispense favors, sucking up to be accepted or recognized, manipulating for desired ends, nervous reaction to power or position, demanding obedience, lording it over people, leaving people out that don't measure up or conform, having people at one's beck and call. Okay, very interesting energy. Taurus energy is also relevant here, Libra as well, but let's dive in for collective. Quick reading to see what the collective messages need to be. I'm seeing fears quickly, so maybe there's something about overcoming fears, getting enlightenment beyond fears. 421 as we start. Ooh, I just knocked one on the ground. Believe, yes. So we have change. I guess we'll start with that card. There's obviously something happening. Let's grab some extra messages for the collective. Collective messages. This was in the reverse. So you could be coming out of sabotaging patterns from the past. Tell us more on the collective. Comfort zone, yeah. South node. We just had the moon in Virgo. Today it's in Libra, but on Friday, I believe it was in Virgo after that full moon on Wednesday in Leo, right? So we've recently had the moon conjoining the South node. We'll begin to have eclipses in the Virgo areas of our chart for I believe the next 2 years. It's a big kind of extended eclipse season type thing. But yeah, we have a lot of planets now entering Pisces season, which is where the North node is, and the opposite of that is the South node, or your comfort zone, or things that we're shedding and letting go of, right? Having the change and courage to do that. Anything else for the collective? Assistance. So it looks like there is assistance from spirit guides and spirits around ancestors to help us exit out of guilt or sabotaging patterns. Collective. This could be some kind of inner child healing happening for a lot of people. Yeah, higher self activation. So this is basically breathing new life to kind of bring you into the winds of change, into new areas of your life. hmm Dreams could be really important at this time as well, to pay attention to them. A lot of chatter could be, getting enough sleep will be important. There could be like some kind of union or relationship that's relevant here. There's something about maybe exiting out of some kind of repetitive loop, some kind of karmic loop, which Saturn can rule, repeating things over and over, not transcending them, kind of always relying on what we've done in the past. Tell us more, collective. There could be something about avoiding disharmony with others and detaching, um, or your ability to detach actually brings in this level of harmony as well. Okay, anything else for the collective messages before we move on? Yeah, there could be like a transformation in self-love in general. We did have Pluto during Aquarius season conjoining the sun in Aquarius and all the planets in Aquarius, right? So there's been like a really profound change, and now we're moving into Pisces season where we've kind of processed all these changes. Anything else for the collective? Yeah, interesting. I feel like maybe we've been able to see something more clearly, especially regarding our comfort zone, and this assistance from the spirit guides is helping us to kind of see things with our higher self perspective. Yeah, that could make sense why we had that Sagittarius 30. That's like one of the later degrees in the Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is all about belief systems. It's all about something, Christmas time. It's about stuff that happened during Capricorn season, or Christmas season, or interesting. Yeah, it's like stopping with the repression, stopping with the regret. And this could be through communication with others or some kind of understanding. You could be rejecting somebody's apology, or there could be something about forgiveness in general that's a topic at hand here. And interesting. Yeah, interesting. And avoiding things that are not solid could be really important as well, like not putting all your eggs in one basket or something. But we'll move on to some deeper messages for the collective. Let's grab some quick tarot for the collective. Messages for the collective watching. So we have something about hermit energy coming out of maybe some level of isolation. There's also something about like an Aries energy here. We are going to have Saturn and Neptune entering Aries, right? So there's something about the Emperor here. This could be somebody you're involved with. This could be somebody that is part of a south node or kind of a repetitive pattern in some way, shape, or form. This could be somebody deceptive, even somebody that wants to apologize. Maybe there's something about rejecting an apology. This could be a Scorpio. This could be somebody that was meant to transform you, to call you into your higher self as well. Yeah, self-love here, and avoiding a commitment with this person. They could have been quite controlling or repetitive. There could have been something very repetitive here, and there's something about having the courage to change. Definitely. Anything else for the collective messages? Can you explain for more further? Or if this is not a masculine or another external force, this could be just our relationship to our own sense of authority and force. And are we actually, refusing to take responsibility, or are we moving into a level of power? Um, yeah, this could have been Aquarius, or there could have been some like stagnation here, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, detachment, interesting memories. There's something about like letting the past go, could be really relevant as well. You can see he's kind of just observing the shattering of the past, and she's just kind of, there's a lot of blue there, right? There's lack, yeah, because we can't stay attached. We can't stay attached to that past anymore. Yeah, we have to move away from fear, away from reflections, projections. There's something about taking distance that could really lead to some kind of wish fulfillment as well. But we're going to pull some Lenormand as well. Can you give us advice for the collective? Can you give us advice for the collective? Something could have been like unending, or maybe something like didn't have a level of closure and it's slowly coming to an end. This could be something that you're avoiding, and it could have been something very burdensome, very strenuous, You could notice, pay attention to how you feel in certain situations around certain people, around certain dynamics in your life. It seems like you're wanting to avoid some kind of conflict in the future. Nefarious people, like look how evil this guy looks. Like he looks like he just ruined their snowman. So this could be people that were kind of wanting to loop you into karmic cycles and drama, right? So, interesting energy for the collective. Let's pull some juicy messages before we close this. Collective messages, messages for the collective. Collective energy. Okay, we've got one out the gate. Time to go. Wow. Okay, time to go. Alrighty. Anything else for the collective? So we're detaching from something definitely, it seems. We have not everyone is your friend. Okay. Any last messages for the collective energy? Collective energy messages for the collective. We have Rounders 1998. It was kind of in the reverse, so I don't know if that takes anything. Maybe there's something about not going round and around. Could also be this movie, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember what this movie's about or at all. They don't learn. So yeah, this could be somebody that's like constantly, loop. This could be somebody who watches like reality TV shows or like constantly wants to recreate those dynamics in their life. Manager kills agent, Selena's murder. So there could be somebody quite toxic or jealous of somebody's ability to change and move towards the future and detach and, separate basically. So just be careful if you are separating yourself from anything strenuous or toxic, because there's definitely something here that you're kind of detaching from, is what I'm seeing. So, alrighty. Any last messages for the collective? Collective energy messages for the collective at this time. What is the collective dealing with? Any last messages for the collective? This can be about real estate or emotions in general. The relationship with the mother. You're very close to achieving your goal. I feel like you're almost at the precipice of some kind of big shift or change. And there's obviously a force that, in physics, for every force that goes forward, there's an equal opposing force, right? To move a ball, there's a static friction that's holding, or the gravity that's holding the ball in place, or whatever. Um, the end of a tough cycle approaches on the bottom of the deck. So it seems like whatever's happening, you're moving beyond it regardless. I think we'll pull a Kali card for a last piece of advice for the collective message. Collective messages. Advice, please. That's interesting because this one almost came out, which is the baby right there. So there is something about a new creation or something almost. Kind of curious on Chamunda here, though. Gemini energy could be relevant. Cancer energy. And also just people in your local community, your coworkers, your communication. Her unerring instinct for spiritual protection arises spontaneously even when we do not realize we need it. Sometimes we don't realize just how far we've become entangled in that which is not good for us. We do not realize we need Kali's powerful intervention. Knowing what to allow and what to fight for or against requires wisdom. And that's really interesting because we're going to have a lot of Aries energy, which is all about starting something new, but also Venus is going to be retrograding through Aries. And so it's like we want to start something new, but we want to make sure that it's the right thing, and that retrograde will have us reconsidering it, right? Holding the space for an inner and Aries, obviously, and Mars rules conflict itself, right? So, but they say when planet goes retrograde, it acts like the opposite polarity. So there might be something about relationships in general. If Venus and Aries will act like Venus and Libra, its opposite sign, right? Holding the space for an inner and outer conflict to be resolved involves discipline. Chamunda is the fearlessness, wisdom, patience, and discipline needed to conquer a difficult situation. Wild Black Chamunda is ferocious warrior goddess. She takes her name from Chanda and Munda, two great demons whom she defeated. Thus, her name is a symbol of gaining power. We did see something about Pluto there and power and scorpionic energy. Her presence indicates that you shall not only overcome an obstacle, but gain complete mastery over the energies that gave rise to it. Very interesting, especially with after obviously Aquarius season and Pluto in Aquarius now conjoining all those energies. You shall never be troubled by it again. So this could be like wrapping up a cycle, a huge cycle. They say we've entered a new North Node cycle. That's like a 200-year cycle, right? So this could be things from past lives. Swathed in blood red light representing her life force and power, Chamunda has multiple arms which indicate her divine activity. The skull and crescent moon resting atop the funeral pyre form her crown, symbolizing her status as a goddess of death and karmic retribution. Yeah, there is something about here about karma for sure. Yet she is protective. Her deeply socketed eyes are so intense that they are said to burn away all evil in all the worlds and dimensions. She provides protection from destructiveness, including gossip and other kinds of black magic, which, not unlike gossiping, uses intention, words, and action to work against another's well being, right? Because it's a sin even to think negatively about somebody else. You're sending negative energy into their auric field. Chamunda is referred to as a queen by her soul tribe, a group of ancient mother goddesses known as the Matrikas. She is not only one worshipped independently, she is the only one worshipped independently and the only one not connected to a masculine consort. So, especially with Venus and Aries, maybe there's Venus, a lot of, if we have Venus and Moon transits, they tend to affect women very strongly, right? If we have Mars transits, they affect men very strongly, or Sun, right? Um, so, especially with Venus and Aries, there could be something of a huge highlight on the feminine's power at this time. In her own power, in her own right. She is independent, fierce, and unique emanation of the wild feminine power of Devi, the great divine goddess. She is an expression of Kali, referred to interchangeably with Kali Ma in the Puranas, ancient Hindu texts that date back more than 2,000 years. The Matrikas express a consciousness that is potentially protective and destructive, depending on your actions, right? So there is some kind of balance, retribution, right? Like Libra energy, the scales of balance, the justice system, karma coming around. That's why Capricorn and Libra get along so well. These beings are particularly upset by negative expressions of masculine energy. Whether expressed by male or female human, the masculine energy can be healthy or toxic. When it is healthy, it's strong, creative, protective, and generative. When it's toxic, it's exploitive, dominating, damaging, and seeking progress at any cost. This is profoundly disruptive, and rather than positive destructive power, Kali Ma, if unchecked, the demonic destructiveness of greed. The Matrikas are fierce, and Chamunda in particular retaliates against toxic masculinity, causing havoc in the lives of those who live by such values. Chamunda is worshipped as the ruler of the sacred erection. This is the symbolic of her power over masculine energy. When the feminine has been desecrated in any way, she does not hesitate to retaliate with fierce compassion, which from our human perspective may seem like chaos. Yet the phallus is also a symbol of her honoring the potential power and creativity of healthy masculine energy, of facilitating a safe development in the human psyche. And I think Molly McCord mentioned, or somebody mentioned astrology-wise, that first Venus would kind of do its first kind of retrograde or kind of reflection, and then Mars would have to catch up. I think this might have been Susan Hopkinson actually, and make those changes to follow Venus, right? Despite her inherent drama and intensity, Chamunda is beloved by the heroic heart. She assists us when we need to find strength to overcome psychological limitations and inertia to access, integrate, and sustain higher frequency states. Bringing a permanent structural change of the psyche is hard work. It requires commitment. However, bullying ourselves into being different or applying more and more willpower only tends to create resistance, adverse reactions, and exhaustion. So after Aquarius season, obviously Aubrey Stars mentioned this, there's so much kind of electrical energy that we feel a bit burned out right now as we're entering kind of Pisces energy. We can slow down, we can take our time, we can sleep more. It is more a case of applying wisdom, finding the balance between persistence, determination, and compassionate rest and release so that we can integrate and rebuild from within. For some personality types, taking a rest requires as much discipline as engaging in activity, right? Especially if you have strong Aries or Gemini in your chart. Learning to move between the two as appropriate takes strength and wisdom, mastering the balance to nudge ourselves forward on our path and facilitate change, but not so much that we feel defeated even before we gain traction as advanced in our work. Chamunda has the power to accomplish it. Her presence in a reading is a portent of a powerful, exceptional breakthrough on your path, the healing of the masculine energy, and the protection of the sacred feminine within your heart. This could be about how our real estate and our daily routine and our health, and how that how our relationships impact our health or routines, or our reciprocity or give and take dynamics. We might take a quick look at Devi Ma Kali. Just curious. 29. Endlessly loving, infinitely forgiving. Interesting, but this is kind of in the past position. So I feel like this might be tied to some kind of letting go of being like endlessly forgiving, like, because that's not serving anyone if you're staying stuck in karmic cycles that you're endlessly forgiving somebody, right? So very interesting message. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit like, subscribe. You can get a personal using the Buy Me a Coffee link or leave a tip through there. Good luck. Take care.